Hello all, welcome back to Shaving with Peg Leg. I appreciate you being here. Thanks to the new subscribers and all my regulars. I appreciate you all being here. Really do. Okay, I had something come in yesterday that this is the ender razor, and you need that little piece that just clips in, and it's got two magnets. You put a injector blade on there, and then you just slide it in, and it holds itself to the head with the magnets. So that will be coming up in the future. And I had to get that from HC&C, and I also got a bottle of, I ordered the wrong size. I ordered a bigger bottle. Don't know why I did that, but I did. Maybe it was the only one they had. I don't know. Sorry, didn't realize I did that. But it's citrus balm. I have the citrus balm stick. Really like the scent, and I wanted the aftershave and balm to go with it, so I got the bottle of the drops, and I can add it to my unscented stuff. It'll be good. And they sent me a free towel, which I will keep under wraps because I've already got two of their towels unwrapped and I don't use them. Occasionally I'll use them for my pictures. I'll lay them out and then put my stuff on it like this. The 1887 Star Razor. Cleaned up really nicely in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then polished really nicely. Just love the scroll work on that. That is just impressive stuff that they don't do anymore. And I sharpened this. I honed it on my it goes in like this. And yes, I'm missing a screw that's supposed to tighten the blade down, but I've been playing with it. I'm not getting any up and down movement with the blade. It's in there pretty tight, so I'm not really worried about that. And besides, when I was messing around with it, when I pulled this screw out, it was a lot shorter than I thought it was, and it came completely out. Missed the towel I was working over, bounced off the counter, hit the floor, and disappeared. The screw is so small with my eyes. I even went around with a magnifying glass. I cannot find the screw. It's on the floor somewhere. I don't know where. But that little clip holds the blade in place, and we will go with it. I've got almost no hair on this arm from testing that blade after I honed it and stropped it. Yeah. And we are going to use Williams mug soap. I know I said I was going to use the Silent Night for all of December, but this razor deserves to be used with a soap that was around when it came out. So we're going to be using the mug soap. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It's like I never left, right? What I honed it on, I didn't use my regular stones. I used the Franz Swati stone. These, you can see this is a 3-line. This is an aftermarket thing. People call them 3 lines because either you have 2 lines of printing or 3 lines. This is a Franz Swati made in Warring BEI, Wien, Wien, Austria. Okay, and with it being made there, and with that word BEI, being, that was used up until, that word was used until the early 1800s, in signifying, this is just a barber hone. That's all it is. And that's all I used to hone this blade. It was the barber hone and the strop. But that word means nearby, close to, next to. And they stopped using it as an official designation in the early 1800s. So, and based on where the stone was made, because the factory was moved to Marlborough, Boar, whatever, Austria, which became Yugoslavia. There's 3 different versions. There's the one made here, there's made in Marlborough, and then the one made in Marlborough, Yugoslavia. Um, this is a pre 1892 stone. So that fit with honing an 1887 razor. And Williams been around since 1849. So they all fit together. And even the story we're going to talk about today is relative to that time period. And this brush, I do not know when it was made, but it very, very easily could have been made in that time period. It's a brass handle with a boar knot. And it very easily could have been made during that time period. And I'm slinging lather everywhere you can see. That's okay. That's what great-grandpa and great-great-grandpa would have done, right? My notes won't stand up. I got them right here. I got a page and a half worth of notes. Okay. December 17th, right? 1903. See? That time period. This razor would have been around for that and could have been used in that time period. Somebody very well could have still been using this razor during that time period. Oh, this brush will give you a good face scratch. I don't think this brush was used much, if at all. Seriously. I'm slick, I just don't have a lot of lather. I think it'll work. So like I said, we're slick, just not a lot of lather. So we'll have to go back to the puck. I'm hoping beyond hoping that I got this thing sharp enough. Yes and no. I might have to rethink this. All right, hang on one more second. All right, we're back. I had to go back into the puck and add a little water and everything. We'll try again. Yeah, that's better. It was slick, but it wasn't slick enough. I didn't have enough water in it. Okay, right now I'm noticing already you have to keep an eye on the tension between the handle and the head. You have to, I got a towel sitting right here in front of, on the edge of the sink in front of my tub. When I rinse it, put the head on it and give the handle a turn to tighten it back up. Or hair. I'm still not lathered enough. My fan, I think, really killed the lather on my neck. And did I get the blade sharp enough? No. This is a tuggy experience, and it shouldn't be. Considering that's just a piece of a straight razor, and it should be just whacking right through the hair. And it's really not. I mean, I'm almost as bad as it was when I started. Okay, I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to re-lather, and we'll come back and give it a second pass try. Might have to finish with a different razor, but we'll try it. Alright, back. Pass 2. Alright, December 17th, 1903, the Wright brothers, again, back to them. I'm not doing across the green on my neck with this thing, nope. They made their flights at Kitty Hawk in their Wright Flyer. But we're going to talk more about the plane a little bit in this one. It was made mostly of spruce for all the straight pieces and ash for any of the curved pieces was the wood used. They couldn't find a suitable automobile engine, so what was his name? They had they commissioned one of their employees, Charlie Taylor, to build one from scratch, to build them an engine from scratch. Guys, this thing isn't even cutting. I don't have the blade sharp enough. Damn it. I don't know. Can you see the curve on it? The curvature of it? It's... Whoever was using this, and if they honed it or whatever, they made it almost like a smile. Okay, so I'm going to come right back. I wanted to use this so badly, but it's the blade's not ready yet. I thought it was. I mean, it removes hair off my arm like crazy, but that's not the same as off my face. So I'm going to have to do some more work on the blade, or I'm going to have to do the modification to make a gem blade work in it, which I can do that too, just not right now. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So sooner than we thought, the Ender Speed Razor. Can you see the very edge of the blade sticking out there? That's what we're using. All right, here we go. We're going to start all over again on the shave. Is that even cutting anything either? Am I going to be 0 for 2 here? I'm looking for stubble and I don't see any. Apparently it's taking hair off though. Okay. It is very smooth though. You don't even feel the blade. It is removing hair. I'm surprised because there is so little of that blade showing. Alright. Charlie Taylor made them an engine. He built it from scratch. It was a lightweight 12 horsepower gas engine weighing 180 pounds. It was cast aluminum. I'm really disappointed that I didn't get that blade sharp enough. By the way it was taking off hair off my arm, I would have laid money that it was sharp enough to shave. Because when I drag it across my arm, the hairs just fell off. But on my face, it was like yanking them out. And it wasn't even cutting that well. So we'll revisit. I'll do the modification on the gem blade and I'll try it again on Tuesday. How about that? I'm just disappointed. So anyways, he built them 180 pound cast aluminum, cast aluminum. Twelve horsepower motor. And they designed their plane in a way that they had two props, both of them handmade. And they used a bicycle gear assembly, chain and sprocket assembly to drive the props. And they figured out mathematically what kind of rotation they would need out of the props. And they were pushers. They weren't pullers. To get their 650-pound aircraft off the ground. They came up with all the calculations. They figured out what they needed. And they built it. And what they had to do is they had to offset the engine on one side of the plane because the pilot laid on his belly on the bottom wing on the other side of the plane to balance it out. And he used a harness that was attached to his hips that he kind of laid in, and he swayed his body, moved his body to control the rudder, how he wanted to fly. And he had a stick for the flaps. Very ingenious. There was no carburetor. It was just a fuel valve that was a petcock from a ordinary gas light. And the gas tank was up here. The engine was down here. There was a tube that flowed from the gas tank to the engine, and it fed directly into the manifold and kind of spread to the 4 cylinders from there. This ain't the smoothest shaver either. Not for me. I mean, there was a lot of ingenuity that they put into making this thing fly. And Wilbur crashed on the 14th. He crashed the plane. He took off. And I'm looking. Wilbur covered 105 feet in 3.5 seconds, and then he crashed. What he did is he pulled too hard on the stick, and he rose too fast, and he stalled the engine out, and he crashed. No real damage to the flyer. Just it only took him 3 days to fix it. Well, hell, it was just nail and cloth, or wooden cloth and nails and screws or whatnot. So it wasn't hard to fix. And their launchway was 2x4s laid on the ground, raised a little bit, because the thing had no wheels, and it was on a roller system using ball bearings from bicycle axles. And it was 60 feet long. So they had to roll down a 60-foot long railing to get airborne. This razor ain't that great either. And I just lost the whole thing. Okay. This, to me, this razor, the blade just slips in and clips on these two pieces here. Like so. And that's all this does, is clip on like that. It's not really that secure. The only thing really holding it there is the damn magnets. Hang on, I got the blade stuck in the head. Okay, fix that. Can you see there's like an overhang piece here and down here where that thing slides in, and it's kind of wedged. It's kind of like two pieces like this, and it slides in. It's kind of wedged in there. To me, it's not the most secure system in the world. And this does not let the blade stick out that far. Like I said, you could just barely see the blade sticking out. It doesn't grab a lot. I mean, I still got hair everywhere. It's like, damn, I struck out with 2 razors today. A lot of guys practice with this stuff before I don't. It's like, you see it. If it messes up or I mess it up, you see it. I ain't trying to hide nothing from you. If it don't work, it don't work. If it works, it works. If I screw it up, I screw it up. Head just fell off again. Or the holder. See, that is not secure to me. And even with the original blade, it would not be secure to me. See that? How do you call that secure? How do you call that secure? It's a $30 piece, and that's the best they could do. Paid more for that piece than I did for the 2 Ender's razors I bought with shipping and tax. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're back. I'm going to use my gem razor because I know this frickin' works. Don't buy one of these. Waste of fricking money. It doesn't stay in. Okay, so while the props are turning up and the engine's revving up on the plane, they've got a restraining wire on the plane holding it on the track so it doesn't just slowly creep down as the props turn up. When they get to the speed that they want, so they release the restraining wire, the pilot does, when he takes off. Now, like I said, Wilbur had crashed 3 days prior to the 17th. On the 14th, he had crashed. So it was Orville's turn to fly. And Orville went up. And he did, in 59 seconds, his last flight. They did 4 flights, 4 brief flights. And Wilbur's last flight covered 852 feet. That's it, guys. 852 feet. That was the longest one of the day. Almost 3 football fields. That's it. It's as furthest they flew in 4 attempts. Haha! Gem to the rescue. Just got to do my neck again, as always. Even with DEs, I have to do my neck again. You guys know that. Unbelievable. This thing just won't stay in the razor. I don't understand. And there's nothing wrong with the razor. I've looked at other ones, and this one is the same as all of them. It's supposed to slide right into that little groove and lock in place on both sides. But as soon as you put any kind of pressure on it, like against the grain, it pushes it right out. With the grain, it's fine. Going against the grain, it pops it right out. It's shit. And he got me for $30. So, F him too. So anyways, they only flew 852 feet on the 17th. That was the longest flight they had. But they did 4 successful flights. Each one of them taking a turn. Okay. The 3 previous flights were of 120, 175, and 200 feet for 12 seconds, 12 seconds, and 15 seconds, respectively. On the 4th flight, they broke the front elevator supports, and they were hoping to repair it and try a 4-mile flight all the way to the town of Kitty Hawk, the village. But there was a heavy gust of wind that picked the flyer up and tumbled it end over end, damaging it beyond any hope of quick repair. It was never flown again after that. The gust of wind came and picked the light-ass plane up and flipped it, because it was nothing more than a big glider, and it was supposed to ride air currents, right? So that's what it did. The wind came, picked it up, and just tossed it like a sack of taters. And now we're good. Gem to the rescue. First one's my fault. I didn't have the blade sharp enough, and that's on me, because I thought it was, but my arm hairs are a lot softer than my face hairs, and it did not cut my face hair. Okay, so the plane's damaged beyond all repair. They can't fly it again. They were hoping for a quick turnaround, and they could try the 4-mile flight to Kitty Hawk Village, but that didn't work. So in 1904, they came back, refined their design, their piloting techniques, and they wanted to do a full controlled flight. So in 1904, they came back, and they achieved, with the Wright Flyer 2, a new plane, improved. And they were successful. But then they came back in 1905 with a third, the Wright Flyer 3. And in that plane, Wilbur made a 39-minute, 24-mile, non-stop circling flight on October 6, 1905. "24 miles. And 64 years later, we were walking on the moon. Thank you, Wilbur and Orville Wright, because without you two, we would not have made that milestone. And we're running late on this shave. I am going to use the alum block because I know one of those suckers got me somewhere. Not on that cheek. That cheek's a 0. There's cold and wet. Cold and wet there too. Oh. Maybe a 1 on the neck. So it's not that bad. Like I said, I don't edit the shit. You see it when I screw up. You see it when the razor screws up. And you see the blood. You see everything. We're not hiding anything here. That's the way it goes sometimes when you're doing this. When you're trying to make videos with new equipment you've never used before, this is what happens. That's why I don't use anything off camera. When I shave, you guys see it. I don't shave off camera. I'm always shaving on camera. With Hazel. So I'm not taking this stuff and practicing with it and then coming on camera and saying, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. No, it's not. This is shit. $30 of shit. Wasted right there. This was around then too, 4711. That scent was around in 1887, which is what our original shave was supposed to be. And I've got the Nivea Men Cream. Maybe I do. Can't get the top off. So we'll go with the Dove. And that came right off. See? I've had enough shit for today. This has just been a horrible day, has it not? But that's what happens. It's kind of like you get your plate all set up. I've got my drink. You go get your drink, you come back, you set it on the table, and as you go to sit down, you bump the table and your drink spills right into your plate. And you ruin everything, right? Kind of day I'm having. 4711 clone. That's a good scent. I do like that. It's citrus and floral, but it's fine. It's not overly floral. It's more on citrus to me. But yeah, 852 feet on the 17th was the longest flight they did. But it's like we talked about before when I talked about the Wright brothers before. I hope it's the last time I have to talk about them. But look where we've come since. Look where we've come since. All right, I'm not going to put an intro on this video. It's already at 35 and a half minutes. That's more than enough with all my shit that I went through doing this. I got 3 razors to clean. I don't care. All right, guys, you take care. It ended up being a good shave with the gem. The gem gives a great shave. This, maybe without this, maybe I'll try and sharpen the original blade because I have one and I have my little blade sharpening home. Maybe we'll try that. But so far my blade sharpening skills have not proved to be adequate. But we'll keep trying. We'll get there one day. Take care, all. Enough of the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves out there. And I hope you have a better day than I'm having.